I literally said to Jada, that's it. I retire. I retire from trying to make you happy. I need you to go make yourself happy and just prove to me that it's even possible.
Been cheated on. Everybody in here have been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television. None of us. It's like, hey, I was sucking somebody else's. How did that make you feel? She hurt him way more than he hurt me, okay?
He was very, very angry. By the way, he also went after Jada. He said, Jada Pinkett Smith, she suggested that I shouldn't host the Oscars in 2016 because Will Smith starred in Concussion and didn't get a nomination. And he shouldn't have got a nomination. It was a really bad movie. He said, so instead, he decided that he was going to give me a concussion.
August Alsina, the man behind Jada Pinkett Smith's entanglement with Will Smith, is reacting to Chris Rock's comedy special. Now we're hearing from August Alsina, the man who was involved in the entanglement, the affair, as Chris Rock called it. What is it? Let's break all this down and let's hear how August reacted to this special. Hopefully this is the end of all this, but I doubt it. It seems like there's more and more coming every day. But Jada Pinkett Smith's ex-lover, August Alsina, thought Chris Rock's Netflix show Jibes were about affair and Will Smith were funny and truthful.
We all been cheated on. Everybody in here have been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television. None of us. It's like, hey, I was sucking somebody else's. How did that make you feel? She hurt him way more than he hurt me, okay?
He is absolutely correct. It's exactly what Will Smith needs to hear. Talk about people that need to re-examine their marriage. He's suffering. He is a hurt man. I instantly forgave him because I wouldn't want to be in his circumstances. If I was Chris Rock, I would forgive him. I thought the Academy should forgive him. And he's broken. You hope he finds his way back. But Chris Rock is correct. The entire world laughed at him.
In response to Chris Rock's Netflix special, Jada Pinkett Smith had a source tell People magazine exclusively that she had no part in the Chris Rock and Will Smith drama. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You don't get to gaslight the rest of the world like you gaslight your husband. This headline really has me annoyed, perturbed. Why? Because, look, she didn't go up on stage and do what Will Smith did. She could have attempted to pull him back and stop him. I do believe that. Granted, Will did his own actions and Will needs to face that accountability. I'm not denying any of that. But to say you had no part in this, that's just absurd. That's just absurd. Now, I think there's a few clips we need to watch to really revisit this. But I want to start with probably the most obvious one, which is the Oscars themselves. Here's the moment again. I know we've seen it a lot. We're not going to watch the slap. No, let's watch the before this. But actions and Will needs to face perturbed. Why? Because, look, she didn't go up on stage and do what Will Smith did. She could have attempted to pull him back and stop him. I do believe that. Granted, Will did his own actions and Will needs to face that accountability. I'm not denying any of that. But to say you had no part in this, that's just absurd. That's just absurd. Now, I think there's a few clips we need to watch to really revisit this. But I want to start with probably the most obvious one, which is the Oscars themselves. Here's the moment again. I know we've seen it a lot. We're not going to watch the slap. No, let's watch the before and after.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
And you should never, ever be in a relationship that demeans you in that way. And the craziest thing is people celebrated it. People celebrated her having him on Red Table Talk to discuss how she cheated on him. Like, this was an example, of course, of our society progressing. It's so open-minded and amazing for people in a marriage to realize, to even recognize that you can cheat on one another and then you can talk about cheating about one another publicly for clicks and for views. Sad, sad society, an absolutely shameless society, one might say.
So, folks, I watched Chris Rock's special last night on Netflix, and you're not going to believe what he said. It's kind of amazing. Chris Rock has a brand new Netflix special. It is his first comedy special since the incident in which he made fun of Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife, at the Oscars. He made a joke about how she was bald, and this led Will Smith to at first laugh and then glance over, see that Jada was mad, and then walk up on stage and smack Chris Rock full across the face while yelling at him to keep her name out of your effing mouth. Now, Chris Rock took that hit like a man and really said nothing about it for almost a year.
Yeah, I think many people have commended Chris Rock for what he did. People are like, he handled that like a grown up. When Will Smith was being a child, was behaving like a child, Chris Rock actually behaved like a grown up. When Will Smith spanked Chris Rock on the face, many people would have reacted, but Chris Rock behaved calmly and gently and took the spank like an adult. His behavior on that same day made many people have respect for Chris Rock. And I have to say this, like I have said in a previous video, nobody should go out there spanking other people. No matter the situation, there are other ways that issues can be settled. If you are offended, if someone said something that you find offending, there are many other ways you can get this issue resolved. There are many other ways you can get people accountable for what they've done to you. And none of them include physically assaulting somebody. None. No one has the right to go out there assaulting other people, no matter what the people did to them.